What about you, Warbles? What's your views of this concept of karma? What do you believe?
Now, karma, essentially, as I understand it, I may be wrong, it's a sort of a Buddhist term. And it essentially means spiritual payback. Now, payback's an idea that, 600 years ago, your uncle's umpty-ump great-grandfather stole my umpty-ump great-grandfather's pig, so therefore we're going to come across the mountains and we're going to have a war. Is that payback? Well, it is if it happens in New Guinea. If it happens in the Balkans, it's not payback, it's vendetta. It's getting even. So the idea behind karma is that whatever you put out will come back to you. A sort of simplistic Christianized version of karma is the idea of casting thy bread upon the waters. If you don't want to go hungry, throw away some of your spare food. Give it to somebody who's hungry. Whether you give it to a kangaroo or a fish in the river, or a kid sitting in the gutter outside the house locked out because mum and dad are having a domestic dispute. Give away some of your food. And it will come back to you. You will never be hungry. That's simple karma. There are other ways of looking at life, the universe and everything. One of them is an Arabic term of kismet. Kismet means whatever will be, will be. It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do about it. If it's your day to die, it's your day to die, whether you're sitting in bed or whether you jump out on the battlefield and run around waving your arms and shouting at people. Kismet, whatever will be, will be. Different to karma. Karma is you will get back what you put out. Then there's the Greek idea of the fates. The ancient Greeks visualised a person's life being controlled by three little old ladies who lived in a cave up on the side of a mountain somewhere. And these three little old ladies had a spinning wheel. Shows you the Greeks were a textile-based society. They had a pair of scissors. And they had a tape measure or a ruler. And one little old lady would spin the thread of each individual's life. Another little old lady would measure the length of the thread of each individual's life. The third little old lady would pick up the scissors and snip it, cut it off when it was finished. How they knew which person's life had to last how long and when to cut it off, the story doesn't mention.
So what about you, Raggy? What's your beliefs? Do you believe in the law of karma?
Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know anything about karma. We speak of karma. Karma, that mistress, that bitch who will own us. But I think the reason I don't know anything about karma isn't due to my present condition, my sickness, my vomiting, diarrhea, coughing, clogged up inner ear so I can't even walk. I think it has something to do with, well, possibly something I did a long time ago. Ain't karma a bitch? Karma gonna get you. Oh yeah, karma's gonna get you. Karma gonna get you, baby. Lord have mercy, you know I don't know how much money you got, but karma's gonna get you. There you go, VB Ed, Uncle Raggy's commentary on karma.
The law of karma. The law of cause and effect. The concept that everyone is controlled by a law which says that like attracts like. Where, for example, if you do something bad happens to you. It's like cosmic justice. If you do something good happens to you. If you put out love, you attract love. Well, I must admit, I struggle with this concept. You know, when you look at people like great leaders in history that have been symbols of love, like for instance John Lennon, okay, got assassinated. Mahatma Gandhi got assassinated. We had a heart surgeon in Sydney called Victor Chan, did a lot of great things, saved a lot of lives. He got gunned down in the street also. So I have this real problem accepting this law of karma. I tend to think everything is controlled by destiny. You know, look, if I were to suddenly hop in my car one day and I get run down by a drunk driver, I end up being a paraplegic for the rest of my life, live the rest of my life in a wheelchair, I'm sorry, I cannot accept that that is karma, that that is justice coming back to me. I'm sorry, I just cannot accept that. You know, I think that our whole lives really is controlled by destiny. We may think that we've got some sort of control over it, and I think to some extent a little bit we do a little bit, but I think it's predestined from the day we are born. Now, a lot of people don't believe this. It's only a few people that believe this concept of reincarnation. Okay, and I know I've lived before. You know, I've played around with hypnotic regression in my life. I've seen my previous lives. And I don't accept this concept that if you're bad in one life, you get punished in the next because that is your karma. No. The way I see it is that one life continues from where you've left off in your previous life. So therefore, say someone like Adolf Hitler, he will continue on from where he left off. You know, and his big challenge in his next life will be to live his life better, to change, to moderate his views. But look, they're just my weird beliefs. Hardly anyone believes what I believe, but you know, that's what I believe anyway.
Personally, I can see some evidence for all of these. Karma, kismet, fate. And the way I like to think of it is cosmic scoreboard effect. So on the cosmic scoreboard effect, instead of something simple like if you do good, good will come back to you, because there are times and there are places when people can be as good as they want. But it doesn't really matter because so many other people have made so many other decisions that all the effective choices are gone. They have no ability to harvest the good that they are putting out. So with cosmic scoreboard effect, we start looking at where you are, how you came to be there, how you came to think what you think at the moment. Because each one of us, we live our lives seeing life through our own eyes, lit by the lights of our own experiences. So I see somebody taking an action, and I compare that to all the other people I've seen taking that action and what they thought they were doing and why they thought they were doing it. And I cross-reference it with why I might take that action. And depending on all of those variables, what they're doing and what I think of it may be right, it may be wrong. They may be wrong, I may be wrong. The thing about the cosmic scoreboard effect is it allows people who've been taught a lot of shit to carry on stupidly, thoughtlessly, recklessly, and they don't actually achieve too much bad. And they're given time to notice the error of their ways, and as they grow older, the error becomes more and more apparent, and they have a choice constantly, every day. They can choose to notice the error of their ways, or they can ignore it. They can live in a land of rationalisation and denial.
When you talk about universal laws, like the laws of physics, they have to be laws that affect everything, all forms of life. So therefore, if there is this law of karma, it must have some sort of impact on other living things as well, like animals and plants. Now, yeah, if a weed or a piece of grass gets shat on by a cow, you know, is that the bad karma that the plant is putting out? I just can't grasp it. So therefore, this law of karma, the way it's presented, it only just seems to apply to us humans, which doesn't make sense. Universal laws have to affect all life forms. And Warbles, how do you think the law of karma has affected you in your existence?
Karma is a simplified version of what's going on. Fate is a simplified version of what's going on. In the milieu that I grew up in, I was taught as a child that the big aim in life was to purchase some land. And then once you buy land that you've never owned before, you have a close look at what all your neighbours are doing. And whatever they're doing, they're making a living on land that's close to yours. So you should do the same. Well, if I had been particularly obedient, particularly gullible, particularly unthinking, particularly regimented, then my place would look like this place, because this is what my neighbour has done. The reason I'm not doing that is because I don't want to commit evil. I don't want to kill all the biosphere so that I can run a feral animal, so that I can shave its ass, scalp its ass, make it drink poison, make it swim in poison, worry about whether it's got enough to drink or enough shade or enough to eat, also that I can shave it, steal its wool, sell the wool, make money. I'm trying to generate some goodie points on my cosmic scoreboard effect by putting out some life. I'm sheltering everything that lives on my block from a fate like this. Bread upon the waters. Save something of the biosphere for the next generation. Don't use everything up now just because it's there. Don't harvest everything. But I'm a bit of an oddball. I'm living on the outside edge of society. Most people are right in the middle of it. They've been taught to make as much money as fast as possible before somebody else spots the opportunity and makes the money and there's none left for you. So their karma and their cosmic scoreboard effect is different to mine. Everybody has a different standing in terms of their own cosmic scoreboard effect. But, now there's another way of looking at karma. Everybody gets their just desserts. Finally, eventually. Might take a long time.